Revenge is dangerous, not because it feels evil, but because it feels clear. The night Sasuke lost his family, his world shattered. But something else formed in its place. Direction. Kill Itachi. That was the mission. And when you're drowning in grief, clarity feels like oxygen. Revenge gives you structure when everything feels chaotic. It tells you, this is why you're hurting. This is who's responsible. This is how you fix it. And that feels powerful. After that night, Sasuke wasn't just a survivor. He became the Avenger. That wasn't just a goal. It was his identity. Every decision ran through it. Every relationship was secondary to it. Every weakness suppressed for it. Naruto offered friendship. Sakura offered loyalty. Kakashi offered guidance. But revenge offered certainty. And certainty feels safer than love. Because love requires vulnerability. Revenge requires control. That's why revenge feels like purpose. It simplifies your world. You don't have to process grief. You don't have to sit with betrayal. You don't have to admit you're shattered. You just aim, train, harden, move. It looks like discipline, but sometimes it's just pain with direction. Sasuke said he needed power, but what he really needed was healing. And power is easier to chase than healing, because healing requires honesty. It requires saying, I'm not just angry, I'm broken. Most men don't say they're broken. They say they're focused. They say they're grinding. But sometimes what we call focus is just unresolved hurt with momentum. The tragedy isn't that Sasuke wanted justice. Justice is not wrong. The tragedy is that he believed justice without mercy would restore him. When Itachi dies, nothing is restored. In fact, the emptiness deepens. Because revenge can never resurrect what you lost. It can only give you a new enemy. So Sasuke shifts targets. The Leaf Village, the system, the entire shinobi world. When revenge becomes identity, it always needs something to fight. And that's the trap. Revenge gives you fire, but it steals your peace. It makes you sharp, but it isolates you. It gives you purpose, but it hollows you out. Eventually, you don't know who you are without anger. Now here's the deeper layer. The desire for justice is not sinful. It's human. God cares about justice. Wrong matters. Betrayal matters. Pain matters. But justice without mercy becomes destruction. Sasuke pursued justice alone. Christ carried justice and mercy together. On the cross, Jesus absorbed injustice instead of multiplying it. He didn't deny evil. He defeated it without becoming it. That's strength, not retaliation, redemption. Sasuke believed, if I destroy what hurt me, I'll be whole. Christ shows, if I forgive what hurt me, I break the cycle. That's harder, because revenge keeps you in control. Forgiveness forces you to surrender. And surrender feels terrifying when pain defines your purpose. Maybe you're not chasing literal revenge. Maybe it's quieter. Maybe you're building success to prove someone wrong. Maybe you're carrying resentment you call drive. Maybe your ambition is fueled by an old wound. It still feels like purpose. But ask yourself, if the anger disappeared, would you still know who you are? If the resentment healed, would you still have direction? That's the question Sasuke had to face. And it's the question every man eventually faces. Revenge feels powerful because it numbs chaos. But real purpose doesn't come from what hurt you. It comes from who you become after healing. Christ doesn't deny your pain. He redeems it. He doesn't ignore justice. He fulfills it. You don't have to build your identity around your wounds. You don't have to let pain become your compass. You can acknowledge injustice. You can feel anger, but you don't have to become it. Revenge feels like purpose, but it was never meant to be your identity. And the strongest men aren't the ones who can destroy their enemies. They're the ones who can release them.